Welcome back to Fame Laura, where the truth behind the fame gets revealed. In the glamorous world of celebrities, we often see only the glitz, the million-dollar mansions, the exotic vacations, the diamond-studded wardrobes. It's easy to believe that these stars live in an unshakable world of luxury and security. But behind the scenes, reality tells a very different story. The same fame that builds empires can destroy them, and sometimes those who seemed untouchable fall the hardest. Today, we uncover a side of celebrity life few dare to talk about. The financial downfall. Some stars lost it all in the blink of an eye due to betrayal, addiction, poor decisions, or simply living too fast. Others were victims of bad contracts or the pressures of maintaining an impossible image. These aren't just cautionary tales. They're shocking, heartbreaking, and deeply human. This is Top 10 Celebrities Who Went Completely Broke. Let's dive into the real stories behind the headlines and learn how even millions can vanish overnight. 1. Kesha, a legal nightmare that silenced a star. Kesha was on top of the world. Her breakout hit TikTok turned her into a pop sensation almost overnight. But behind the catchy lyrics and party girl image was a young artist trapped in a devastating legal battle. Her lawsuit against producer Dr. Luke didn't just freeze her creativity, it froze her finances. Years of courtroom costs, inability to release new music, and emotional turmoil drained her bank account and nearly shattered her career. For Kesha, going broke wasn't about spending. It was about fighting for her voice, her freedom, and her future. 2. Nicolas Cage, the actor who bought too much of everything. Nicolas Cage wasn't just a Hollywood A-lister. He was a box office magnet making $20 million per film at his peak. But Cage's obsession with collecting pushed him into dangerous financial territory. He purchased multiple castles in Europe, a pyramid-shaped tomb, a haunted house in New Orleans, a fleet of luxury cars, and even a $276,000 dinosaur skull that he later had to return to Mongolia. The IRS hit him with millions in unpaid taxes, and Cage was forced to auction off properties and rare artifacts to stay afloat. Today, he continues to act in back-to-back roles, not just for passion, but to climb out of the shadow of extravagant spending. 3. Mike Tyson, the $400 million collapse. Mike Tyson wasn't just a boxer, he was a global force. From world championship titles to massive endorsements, Tyson raked in over $400 million during his career. But his money vanished just as quickly. Lavish mansions, luxury cars, a $2 million bathtub, and the now infamous pet tigers were just the beginning. Add in legal issues, a messy divorce, and poor financial advisors, and Tyson found himself bankrupt by 2003. In recent years, he's made a comeback through acting, his podcast, and business ventures like Tyson 2.0 cannabis products. But the fall of Iron Mike remains one of the most stunning losses in sports history. 4. Lindsay Lohan, a star derailed by the spotlight. Lindsay Lohan went from Disney darling to international superstar in just a few years. But early fame can be a double-edged sword. Constant media attention, late-night partying, court cases, rehab stays, and an unstable personal life quickly unraveled her once promising career. Roles disappeared, brand deals dried up, the IRS placed tax liens on her properties, and by her mid-20s, Lindsay was reportedly deeply in debt. Though she's made recent efforts to rebuild her image, the financial fallout from years of chaos is still haunting her. Her story is not just about money lost, but potential that fame burned out too soon. 5. MC Hammer, when $33 million isn't enough. In the early 90s, You Can't Touch This made MC Hammer a household name. But the only thing more iconic than his music was his spending. Hammer hired a massive entourage, bought a $30 million mansion with gold-plated gates, and shelled out cash on luxury cars, horses, and custom suits. His staff of over 200 people drained his bank account faster than his music could refill it. Just 5 years after his rise, Hammer filed for bankruptcy with $13 million in debt. He later found peace in faith and technology ventures, but his tale remains a symbol of how fast wealth can slip away when reality doesn't keep up with fantasy. 6. Pamela Anderson, beauty, fame, and tax debt. Pamela Anderson's fame skyrocketed with Baywatch, turning her into one of the most recognizable faces of the 90s. But fame didn't shield her from financial troubles. She racked up massive debts, particularly in back taxes, with multiple liens placed by both federal and state governments. Her Malibu dream home turned into a financial nightmare due to costly renovations and overdue payments. At one point, she owed over $500,000. Despite staying active in Hollywood and activism, Anderson's glamorous public image masked a years-long struggle to stay financially above water. 7. Gary Busey, the wild ride to bankruptcy. Gary Busey was known for his intense roles and larger-than-life personality, but behind the scenes, his life was unraveling. After a traumatic motorcycle accident and years of unstable work, Busey filed for bankruptcy in 2012. He reported less than $50,000 in assets and over $500,000 in debt. Medical bills and erratic income pushed him into a financial corner. Despite his cult following and appearances in reality shows, Gary's story shows how health, fame, and finances can collide in unexpected and devastating ways.
8. Toni Braxton, the multi-million-dollar voice that went silent. Toni Braxton had it all: chart-topping hits, Grammy Awards, and a voice that defined a generation. But behind the success was a string of bad contracts and poor financial management. Her first bankruptcy came after realizing she made very little from millions of records sold. The second, more shocking filing happened years later after canceled tours, health problems, and big spending. Braxton even had to sell off rights to some of her songs to clear her debt. Today, she speaks openly about her financial past and advocates for artists to understand their contracts. A painful but powerful redemption. 9. Bert Reynolds, the fall of a Hollywood legend. Bert Reynolds was once the highest paid actor in the world, but decades of lavish living, a costly divorce from actress Lonnie Anderson, and a series of failed investments, including a dinner theater, chipped away at his fortune. By the 90s, Reynolds was deep in debt and eventually filed for bankruptcy. He auctioned off memorabilia to survive. In interviews, he admitted to trusting the wrong people and living well beyond his means. His later years were humble, filled with reflection, showing that even legends can be humbled by money missteps. 10. T-Pain, from $40 million to near zero. T-Pain was everywhere in the 2000s. His auto-tuned voice dominated charts, and his collaborations with stars like Kanye and Lil Wayne made him millions. But T-Pain's honesty about losing his $40 million fortune stunned fans. He invested poorly, overspent on luxury items, and had no financial guidance. At one point, he had to borrow money just to buy food for his kids. But his comeback is inspiring. Today, he's focused on smart financial choices, streaming, and living simply, proving that bouncing back is possible when humility replaces ego. Fame can give you everything: attention, money, power. But without wisdom, discipline, and the right people around you, it can all disappear in an instant. These 10 celebrities went from having it all to starting over. Their stories aren't just cautionary, they're deeply human. Behind every headline is a person who struggled, lost, and tried to rise again. Thanks for watching Fame Laura. If this video opened your eyes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell for more raw, real stories from the world of fame. Until next time, remember, stay curious, stay humble, and stay smart with your money.